This week on the Garden Tarts.
I only put a 4. Hold on. I might have to
I'm pretty sure it's 46.
go. The worst of their albums are better than most artists' best albums. Does that make sense? So maybe no. No, that's not gonna happen here. That you're
Um,
right, that is something we since way before this album even came out, we discussed that Sting's capable of writing characters and Bono is not.
yeah. And then this album came out and he
Yeah.
started talking about third person and we went,
Nope,
uh-uh,
we already decided that. You
that's
should
Sting's job.
You should
Yeah.
ask us before you make a big decision like that, 'cause we have an answer.
But maybe they're harder to play live. Maybe they just
I'm
didn't work. And
I
I'm
love
on
the
stage.
songs are complicated, there's so many layers, but
Yeah. In different ways.
yeah.
Just lyrically real quick, like I love the sea metaphor. I love the time is irrelevant. It's not linear.
Hi, Jen.
Hello, Hillary.
One day we're gonna get that right.
I know we used to be really good at it, and all of a sudden we're not.
I know.
It's fine. We have a pretty big ep today. Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. This is Sunday, November 16th. If you're listening, it is on or after Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. This is season 7, episode 46.
And you're listening to Kissing Lips and Breaking Hearts with the Garden Tarts. And welcome to our first Tart Talk of 2025.
And
First
our
and only.
No, I know. But so if you're new here, we do one album a year. At least we have been for the past few years. We kind of started moving too fast at the beginning,
Yeah.
but it's okay. So this year, all year in theory, we've been preparing for No Line on the Horizon. When I say in theory, I mean the past week. We've had a year and I've been working on it a week, maybe not even a
Well,
whole.
we've been mentally preparing, knowing it was in the future.
Yes. But
And
if you look at like our like logo or like notice about the graphic about that there's a new episode coming out or the new episode that has just been released, if you look at that, it has little interesting things
yep,
relating to No Line on the Horizon. And
yep.
next
So all year. Yep.
year for Songs of Innocence, I have even more little things in there.
It's a very cute new look for next year.
Yeah, can't
I'm
wait.
very excited. So this episode is side A.
Yes.
Talk a bit, album overall, then we'll go through the first half of the album, and then we're gonna say goodbye. Hillary and I are gonna get right back on and do side B, but y'all will have it next week, the following week.
Yeah. We'll let
Um,
you put that information on there too.
yeah. Another important thing to know is after every moment, so we finish the main album, and after every song, we trade.
We got this idea because Bruce Springsteen says every time he finishes a song in the studio, they take a shot. That said, maybe he finishes a song a week or something like that. Like his is much more manageable. Ours is just crazy.
So you could imagine side B has a different feel than side A.
Definitely.
So I guess we dive right into side A of No Line on the Horizon.
Yeah. I have a statement of absolution.
Okay.
To me, U2 are the greatest band in the whole world ever. Ergo, the worst of their albums are better than most artists' best albums. Does that make sense? So, like, the worst of theirs is still better than anything. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Right.
Yeah. So it pains me to speak ill of most of U2's works, but I'm not a fan of No Line on the Horizon. I've been listening in many different media and situations, but I just can't get behind it. It's quite possible that my opinion of this album is due to my lack of technical musical understanding, but probably not. Also, when we recorded our October Tart Talk, I found that my aversion to October was not nearly as severe as I expected. So maybe, no, not going to happen here. Nice try, though.
Nice try.
I did find more songs on here that I had more of an affinity for than I thought I did. Anyway,
Fair. Fair. Me
please
too. Yeah.
please forgive me if you're a listener, if you're U2, please forgive me, but it's still better than, like, almost anybody else's albums ever in the history of the world.
Right.
Yeah,
And so, like, if you go to the album on iTunes, there's always like a big write up. Like, it starts with if you were to ask three U2 fans their opinion on this album, you would get three different, very strong opinions. It is a very divisive album when it comes to the fan world. I like more songs than I thought. I can sit through and listen to this album with little trouble, just a little bit of trouble sometimes. But doing this research felt like I was doing it for art class.
yeah,
Like,
I
it felt
like
like a college level art class. Like, and I'll have more to say about some of the specific songs, but it felt less like a passion in learning about these songs that I feel in my heart so much and learning more about them, and more like a high level arts history research project.
yeah, I get that.
Which made it challenging.
Yeah. Well, you
Yeah,
could say that again, it was challenging.
yeah.
Where would this rank in your 2 albums?
I would probably put it I October is last for me, so I think it would put it before October.
Okay. This would be last, and October is second to last.
Yeah.
But again, that said, when we did October years ago, I was so surprised by how much I liked it.
Right, right. And also, I would put this second to last, but also one of my favorite songs is on this album.
Yeah.
So, gotta go with that. So, U2 had just had two really successful and also really similar albums with All You Can't Leave Behind and How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. And similar in the way that U2 sounds like U2. Like, they were the big rock classics, the big U2 classics. And, they can't do that. They've gotta reinvent themselves, right? In 2006, Edge went to LA to meet with Rick Rubin to talk about a new album. They worked on some stuff, and it was just too rock and roll. Like, it felt too familiar. It wasn't where they were going. In 2007, they went to Fez in Morocco. And what happened was, I guess Bono had been invited multiple times to this religious music festival, but had never been. And he kind of like mentioned it to the band, thinking they would shoot it down. And they were like, oh, let's try it. And one of the reasonings is because Achtung Baby was such a departure from where they were, and they put so much of that on Berlin that they thought changing the setting would create some other big shift. And I call bullshit on that because they were in Berlin in this inspirational place, but they were like in the middle of five divorces. The band was on edge, like was thinking about getting divorced. Edge was getting divorced. Oh, like there was
Yeah.
turmoil in their lives and amongst the four of them. You're not going to find that in a location.
No, no, no. My kind of story to that, like, I have a friend that was moving to California, and he was talking to my brother, and he said, "The thing is about moving away is you have to fix yourself before you go, or else you're gonna follow yourself there." And I feel like that's what this was, or that's what that, that method of recording was.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like they tried to get out of town and
Yeah,
get away from the troubles in it.
but they follow themselves there.
And it created an amazing
Yeah.
album that was Octane Baby and kept the band together. They wanted to work with Eno and Lanois again, but this time instead of bringing them on as like consultant producers, they decided to make them writers. So it was a six-piece band in Fez. And I mean, that was the first bad choice in my it it's why there's such the album is all over the place.
Yes, it
It's not cohesive at all. Parts of it are. It's supposed to be in 3 parts. I mean, maybe not intentionally, but there's first part, which doesn't really have a name, and then the second part, Bono calls the Rubber Soul part, and it's like kind of the hits, the poppy hits, and then there's this other part, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. They were in Fez for 2 weeks. Oh, this was interesting. One of the things the religious singing in Fez is this Sufi, S-U-F-I singing, which has a lot to do with breathing. And apparently Jeff Buckley studied that a lot. And
really
Bono mentioned that Jeff Buckley was an inspiration of his, which
insane.
made me happy because Jeff Buckley's album Grace is where I first got the name Grace from my daughter.
Yeah.
So that
Oh,
feels very full circle
yeah.
for me. Steve Lillywhite ended up taking everything they had and tried to put it back together to get to this final part.
I have my little production notes.
Yes, please.
It was released on February 27th, 2009, recorded from May of 2007 to December of 2008 in, Fez, Dublin, New York, and London. And that's a question that I have, like, about changing studios. Like, is that you're chasing a new sound, or is it convenience or availability or the producers or what? I wanna know that.
Yeah, I've often wondered about that too, but never yeah, it's a good question for Bono over Whiskey and Cake.
That's what it's on there for. So yeah, producers Brian Eno, Daniel Lanois, Steve Lillywhite. The singles were "Get on Your Boots," "Magnificent," and "I'll Go Crazy If I Don't Go Crazy Tonight." 2006, they started working with producer Rick Rubin, who he's worked with a lot of people, but for some reason, the one that jumps out at me is Beastie Boys. Anyway, Bono said that the album was going to go in a different direction. He said, "We're going to be a band, but maybe The Rock will have to go. Maybe The Rock has to get a lot harder." I have this in several different places, but whatever, man.
Yeah,
I have that statement in okay, whatever. Ruben,
yeah. Can I add a Bono quote with
please.
that? He said, "We learned a lot from Rick Rubin. He's head over heels in love with the concept of the song, but our feeling was you don't go to rock and roll just for the songs. We wanted songs that would take us into a different world." And because Brian and Dan, Eno and Lanois are experimental in their niches, the opportunity to bring some experimentation into the pop consciousness is so exciting to them and to us. Okay, continue.
So Ruben encouraged them to go back to basics. He wanted the band to bring a finished song to the studio, and this conflicted with U2's recording style, which is just like writing songs at the mic.
Until they arrive, yeah.
Yeah, they said that they were gonna shelf Rick Rubin's versions of stuff until possibly a later time, but I really wonder what those sounded like. Yeah, I really, really wonder that. So, Eno and Lanois, Bono hoped that they would collaborate as full writing partners in recording of an album of futuristic spirituals and future hymns. Again, whatever, man. They gathered in Fez where they were inspired by the culture.
Okay. So I have a few quotes from the band from before and a few from many years later that I feel like sets us up for a nice context to get into the album a bit. Larry said that he thinks it's some of the best music they had ever written. Edge said he wanted people to listen to it as opposed to just buying it. He wanted to be like an album that you sit and listen to from beginning to end, like the records that he grew up with. Adam said that they wanted to open the thing up and that will determine the direction as going with, and Lanois and being in Fez. And he also said the first session Larry was performing on electric drum kit, which settled things down. So it allowed them to come in more softly, I guess, physically and mentally. Bono said, "So we got together and it was an amazing experiment, threw up all these ideas." Bono said he allowed himself to wear the clothes of characters that wandered into his imagination, to which Hillary and I, after the album came out, very quickly said, "Leave that to Sting."
Yes. I have that in 2 different places in this.
Yeah,
We say that traditionally, if Bono wrote a song about, like, "I hung my head," I would hope that someone would go check on his brother because he's probably dead.
right.
Yeah. That's
And Bono has tried to write in third person before, and it always comes back around.
yeah.
And we do see that in this album, but the ones where it doesn't, you can tell.
It's just missing something that
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that you're
Um,
right, that is something we since way before this album even came out, we discussed that Sting's capable of writing characters and Bono is not.
yeah. And then this album came out and he
Yeah.
started talking about third person and we went,
No,
"Uh-uh,
we already decided that.
that Sting's job."
You should
Yeah.
ask us before you make a big decision like that because we have an answer.
Adam talked about not wanting to rush the release. They're not gonna apologize like we have for every other bloody record and say, "If we'd had more time, this would have been better," or "This would have been better, that would have been better," like think pop or something. So, cut to this gentleman, Paul Melchior, in March 2024, he writes for the American Songwriter, wrote this article called "Artist Remorse: Why No Line on the Horizon Didn't Meet U2's Expectations." And he collected quotes from more recent interviews. on
And
what the band had said. In talking with the Irish Independent in 2015, The Edge concluded, I think we probably should have said it's an experimental work. That's what it is. Like, just say what it is, dude.
like, just that comment, it's, when you think about Passengers, like, they didn't try to pull that off as a U2 album. It was
No.
experimental, and they made it very clear. But this is Passengers Part 2, and nobody talks about that.
Literally, because Passengers is a six-person band.
No.
Okay, most of the band felt that the album suffered from their lack of commitment to a particular process or style, lack of continuity. Bono conceded in 2009 that they didn't pull off the pop songs. Yep. And Larry said it was pretty fucking miserable. It turns out we're not as good as we thought we were, and things got in the way. That's humbling right there.
Very.
And Steve Lillywhite said, I don't think the spirit of what they set out to achieve was translated. Something happened that meant it did not come across on the record. Yeah. I think I had one more thing that I found just now, but let me see. There was in this Rolling Stone, the collector's edition, they were talking about how they're like one crap album and you're out. And I guess Songs of Innocence that came out, and Larry said something like, if this album threw us out, I'd be okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
assuming that means because they're proud of the work.
Yeah.
But then he said, "To go down in flames on No Line on the Horizon, that I was not prepared to do." So,
So
yeah, don't go out on that one.
no, 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 please don't. Well, they didn't, so we're all good. Um, okay, so just like we said with we do a
Oh,
shot after every song we discuss. Today, our shooter is creme de cacao peppermint schnapps, and after we discuss each song, we will do a shot. The name of this shot is in direct relation to the 2 crap albums because it's good enough.
it's good enough to keep them going. Okay, so one of the reasons we thought this was a fun drink to do these are shooters, not shots. They are because we are classy bitches.
Yeah,
What's the difference? A shooter is a mixed drink that you can do as a shot. I liked it because, there's so many you can do that have, like, a split in them, like, the liquors don't mix.
the
This
layers.
one, no line on this horizon. Mine's brown because my crème de coco has been cacao colored.
Are we gonna do a shot before we no,
Oh,
let's
we always do it right after we do it after the main part too.
okay. So, mine is I couldn't find my garden tart shot glass. Well, I have this shot glass from the Spy Museum in DC, which I think my grandmother gave me because she went on some
Bubby?
yeah, she went to some trip there. But then I'm like, "Well, it should be YouTube based," but think about it. The Spy Museum, I'm sure they have something in that Spy Museum about the U2.
The YouTube plane, yeah, for sure.
So,
Okay, well, here we go. Good enough.
good enough. Well, let's talk for a second about the cover art, which I just find absolutely
Yeah.
fascinating. But the photo was taken by Hiroshi Sugimoto. Bono negotiated use of the photo for the cover artwork with the condition that no other words appear on it, including the band's name. So a lot of them come in a sleeve and they have a sticker that says what it is.
Mhm.
But I think that's really cool. This is one of my favorite album covers for
It's so
probably my
cool.
favorite album cover.
Yeah. I was looking at the box set today and I realized that the CDs had a sleeve on it with the lines because you couldn't put anything on the artwork.
Yeah. So the album debuted at number 1 in 30 countries, not this one. And the sales of the album were far less than anticipated.
Yeah, my guess is that it did well because anyone's gonna buy the new U2 album, but once word kinda got out.
So I just have a bunch of little random I'm gonna jump around. The band described many of the tracks from Fez, which were Moment of Surrender, White as Snow, No Line on the Horizon, and Unknown Caller, unsuitable for radio play or playing live. That was their first take on them. Yeah, I guess they thought they moved on from there. Okay, so in February 2009, Bono said that by the end of the year they would release unused material as songs of ascent,
Yeah,
whatever, band.
whatever, man, and Larry talked about this being part 1 of a two-part album, and they seemed very confident that a second album was going to follow, that Songs of Ascent was going to follow.
Yeah. So the album leaked 2 weeks before release. Said the advantage of a leak is that you know beforehand if fans like it. That's interesting.
Interesting.
Listen, Rolling Stone ranked No Line on the Horizon as the best album of the year and the 36th best album of the decade.
Like, that year, that must have been an in the moment decision
It must have been.
as opposed to later.
I
Yeah.
had a I have a big what. He did a lot of promo appearances, and I think that it's more than any other album ever that they've done.
Yeah.
They did a so much.
There were so many interviews that I couldn't find. I found bits and pieces of. Like, in the Now Stokes book, it kept mentioning and in AJ Sam's book, it just kept saying, "So and so said this in this interview," and I made notes and went to look for those interviews, but it's like Q and Mojo and, like, those things don't exist anymore.
Mm,
So I found some of them because I wanted to read more of them, but and U2.com did have some of that content on their website, but yeah, lots of interviews.
yeah.
And Eno and Lanois did stuff too. And they did that cool interview with Shirley Manson, like, yeah, lots of stuff.
Hey, we ready to dive in song by song?
Yeah. Track 1, the title track, "A Line on the Horizon." Played 49 times. I heard it once in Chicago, that opening night in Chicago. So
I heard it 4 times. It was recorded in Fez in one take. I was inspired after seeing a photo where the sea meets the sky and you can't tell the difference between the 2. Like, as someone who lives on the water and you can see a horizon, that is like an obsessive thing, I think. Like, I love, like, when you can't see the line.
yeah,
Usually that's, like, in bad weather conditions or whatever, and that's just something you're very conscious of when you have access to
yeah,
water.
for sure. Like, to build off that, he said that when he gets up at 6 in the morning to work in his Killiney home, he looks out the window across Dublin Bay over the Irish Sea. It's a privileged view and an inspiring one. At times, the sea and the sky blend in an otherworldly way that seems to erase the horizon and leaving a vision of infinity, a sense of immense possibilities of life. This is a love song to Allie.
Soccer.
Shocker. He had most of these lyrics done before this. He showed up with lyrics. What that means, I'm not sure. But this whole metaphor of, I know a girl who's like the sea, I watch her changing every day for me, like, he already had that. And that was Allie, which is great. I love this song. Love it. It has everything that I love about a U2 sound. It's the rolling sound. It's that rolling, like, it's like a speeding, like, bullet train. Like, it is moving so fast. Bono's, like, at the top of his range, pushing it forward. He comes down nice and calm, and, like, his nice voice in parts of it. The middle 8, the bridge is just uplifting. I love it. It moved, like, I don't know if Streets has a forward motion to me because of the graphic they use,
Oh,
or if they use that graphic because it has a forward motion, but to me, it's that same feel, like
yeah,
you're speeding down the highway
I
in
get
this.
that. So, Q described this song as unforgettable fire-esque with a slow burn. I get that. It starts out really great with this almost like metal guitar sound, which I love.
Oh, the guitar is amazing, yeah.
At the 17-second point, the ambient sound kicks in, henceforth, the Eno mark.
Trademark.
Yeah. I came
Oh,
up with.
I need to listen to it now and listen to that 17th mark, that
Yeah.
17 seconds.
So, most of the songs start off with the Eno mark, but this one was not. So, it's like you get like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be like a solid rock song," and then it's not.
Yeah,
So I I feel like there's so much going on on this song at the same time. This is what I how I feel. You know, you see like a building or a house or whatever that's been added on to. That's what this song reminds me of. It's like
interesting,
here's
yeah.
the song, and then there are like additions onto the end, but they don't really blend in well with the original. That's just my opinion. You don't have
Well,
to.
yeah, of course.
They don't they don't quite match up. Bono's voice, and I asked a friend of mine who is, a music teacher. He sings, he teaches music and singing and all the things, and he said that this song, it's Bono's not singing in his range, but it's I mean, he doesn't usually, but this
Yeah,
like he's so close to it, and it's just like one step further. And like I feel like if he just pulled that back a little, just a little bit, everything would be different on this album.
Yeah. Well, and I like that juxtaposition because it's like the opening and like the big O's, and all of a sudden he's like, no, no, like the
Yeah,
no line on the rise. And I like that. To me, that's like a little calming shift.
I get that. So this is the other thing. So I I really do wonder this. Like he'll have a song like I don't know, Every Breaking Weight, and it's like
Which is from these
I
sessions.
know I have that a note, but I'm just using that as a
Yeah.
example or Miss Sarajevo. And like so we know that he's got the chops, but very rarely does he use them to their full capacity. Now, in the next 2 albums, he does that entirely, but, I mean, his voice is just but again, with these songs that I just kind of feel like they're just missing a little bit, when they did them live, it was perfect.
I think, and I mean, we'll talk about 360, but not tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that they just stopped doing these songs, I just feel like some of them, they did such a disservice to them that they could have created, because they grow more and get better, and I just really think they could have created some masterpieces out of a few of these if they had kept giving them a chance. But maybe they're harder to play live, maybe they just
I'm
didn't work, and
I
I
mean,
don't I'm
love
on
the
stage.
songs are complicated, there's so many layers, but I don't know, I really the truth is, I don't dislike any one song on the album, it just doesn't add up well for me,
Right.
but I have compliments, I'm sure, for every song.
Yeah, in different ways. Just lyrically real quick, like, I love the sea metaphor. I love the time is irrelevant, it's not linear.
I
Seems
like
like a good reminder. The songs in your head are now on my mind. That I don't know, there's just a very it's just very Bono-esque talking about his muse, and I like that.
I'm not I'm not, like, objecting to any of this, it's just an observation, but I feel like they've got, like, a choir going on through these songs.
Oh, I've got stuff to talk
It
about with that.
I feel like, they had these people come in and they probably made them wear, like, robes and they were like a church choir.
Oh, there is, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of choir in this, which I'm not entirely a fan of, but I know that it works with certain songs.
They also have 4 singers,
Truth.
which I will talk about later.
Yeah. I've
4 male singers.
yeah.
So, we'll talk about that later. So that's No Line on the Horizon. Okay, you know what it is.
Good
It's
enough.
good enough. I really love this song. This song hits me in the right spot. There's one more note from this. I liked that Lanois called it space age rock and roll or space age rockabilly, and I get behind that. Okay, track 2, Magnificent.
Magnificent. This topped out at 42 on the UK charts, also recorded in Fez. And the past few weeks, I've grown very fond of this song. I also feel like it's too early for the in the song order. It's too early for Magnificent. Like it would be
Yeah,
like it would be better further on in the album. Like I have this like with a few other songs. Like for some reason, I forget about In God's Country on Joshua Tree. It's like I just feel like it needed to be somewhere else, and I
yeah,
remember it because it's an amazing, obviously one of my favorite songs, but it doesn't fit where it is because it's in the wrong place.
yeah. This song on paper is the perfect U2 song. On paper, it is the perfect U2 song. From the opening word, I'm out. I'm out. I have never, ever felt like a song is trying to convert me. I think this song is trying to convert me. I'm feeling proselytized. I can't. I feel like you're like flipping through Sirius XM and it's 100,000 million stations and you're just trying to find like something that just sounds good to your ear and you're stopping like, "Oh, this is great." And then they're like, "My sweet Lord." And you're like, "Oh shit, Christian rock?" I feel like this song is on that channel and I can't get past it. I absolutely can't get past it.
So I have a relatively new friend, Frankie. We text a lot, and every so often he'll say something, and I'm like, I have a response for that. It's always a U2 song. So I said, like to him, June, I am not a U2 missionary.
Yeah.
I'm just replying to what you just said, and it happens to be that Bono said it first. And then he kinda did like a "ha ha," and I'm like, "No, really?" And I'm like, "Every artist is a cannibal, every poet is a."
Poet is a thief.
Does that
Hmm.
yeah, anyway.
So the Magnificent, which is name checked in there, I was glad to read this because as soon as I hear the Magnificent, I'm like, stop shoving God down my throat right there, like right away. It is a passage from the Gospel of St. Luke that was put to music by Bach.
Okay.
The song is called The Magnificent. And it says, Bono says, this is our take on that idea. It's devotional disco. This is a gospel song that transforms into the carnal, then into a song for family, for children. Interestingly, Steve Lillywhite says, there's a lot of Brian Eno on this album.
I have
He's
not
an
either.
incredible man. His job is to sort of destroy you too. He'll take one of the songs and go off and work it and erase everything they've done. But then they'll hand it to me and they bring me in towards the end, like he's the closer. So I wonder what Brian Eno did to this song because it is a U2 song.
Oh, yeah.
It is a huge song.
Though, the Eno mark is at 30 seconds.
Do you have this noted in every song?
No, I don't, I forgot at some point, but I have a few of them. Edge said they knew it was inherently joyful, which is rare. That those are his words, which is
Yeah.
rare. So
Yeah. True. This song, I thought as soon as I heard it live that I would love it, that it would convince me that this was the big song it was meant to be. To me, this is the song that they played as a band, and they're like, "Holy shit, this is it." And then it went on the album, and what I hear is not what they hear.
yeah, I agree with that. Oh, it was played 109 times. I heard it 6.
I heard it twice.
Okay, so here's another interesting just my feelings. So I like songs where I can identify the instrument that's being played. And I don't know much about music except what I like. But remember in the East they had these Casio and you could like push a button and record
Yeah.
burp, whatever, like whatever you want to do. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he had one of those.
Mhm.
I feel like they're just like they have a keyboard like that, and then they're just shoving horns and God knows what else in there.
Yeah. Well, isn't that I mean, that's like the Eno electric magic I don't know.
Yeah. I like to hear a song and say, "That's a guitar, but with a lot of treatment. That's drums,
Yeah.
that's bass." And, I feel like even with all of, all of the mixing and everything, most U2 songs, I still can separate that stuff. This song is on this album also. It's like there's a horn. I don't think anybody's playing a horn. I mean, maybe they are, but I don't think so.
Right?
I think it's instead of hitting the button to record a burp, they're
Right.
hitting the button to have a tuba or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of that.
I like this song. Like
Yeah, a lot of people do. Yeah.
I like this song, but I don't even know the definition of what I mean by this because I don't think it's a bridge, but it's also not a chorus. But when he says "justified till we die," and you and I will magnify, like it feels wrong. It doesn't feel like it fits in. His singing doesn't feel like it fits in with the.
Oh, and I put loves this I love this cadence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we agree to disagree.
Yeah. I think that's in that middle 8, which is what they call a bridge.
Yeah.
Bono complimented Adam like crazy on this album. He said that Adam is just the best bass player in the world in this album, and this is one of the songs that he highlights about that.
Yeah. So I get that. There's a lot of good bass on this album. But the songs that don't have a ton of bass, they must be boring as crap to play live. And so when I interviewed, the bass player from Utopia, um,
Mhm.
Skip, and he said one of the things he likes about songs and being a bass player is he's gotta stay engaged and busy and aware.
Yeah.
And Like, I feel like this album with bass, it's like all or nothing. Anyway, yeah, but I mean, you're right, the bass is great, but the songs that it's kind of blurred out,
Yeah,
that must be
it's really yeah, it's gonna be boring listening.
it would be boring to be a bass player when
Right, just go sit down somewhere. Yeah,
you're just doing one thing over and over again.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so Skip says that there are a lot of songs that they play the live version of because if you play the album version, he's bored.
Oh, I believe it, yeah,
When you do the live version, it's definitely, at least more entertaining for Skip to
yeah,
play, so that's good. I think that's all I have.
yeah. Okay, 2 track 2,
Good enough.
good enough.
Okay, that was good.
Okay, on to track 3, Moment of Surrender.
Yes.
To me, this is the first song where Bono has his third person character.
Mhm.
However, I again call bullshit on it because it's the same character as Bono.
Yeah,
It's the same, or Running to Standstill or Wire. It's Raised by Wolves. Like it's the same. And maybe it's not the same exact person, but it's still
that's
writing from someone
that's close.
battling with addiction, which he is written about a lot.
Yeah, but that's I mean, "Moment of Surrender" is like a catchphrase for it.
It's anonymous. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is the moment, it's kind of the rock bottom moment where you give in to needing help.
yeah, and again, Bonner's common theme of surrender.
He told Shirley Manson that the theme of this album is surrender.
Well, I wonder what Songs of Surrender's theme was. Okay, so the Eno mark is immediate in this song. Again, with the choir, I
Just go for it.
Bono's voice is just not great in this song. This is I don't know anything about the technical aspect of vocals, but it seemed to me, again, if Bono just like lowered his range a little bit, it would sit better with me, at least. It almost sounds at some point like a shriek, like a little shriek at different points. He sang this so well. I guess he figured it out live. So I guess it was great live. So I guess he figured it
Yeah.
out in the time. I have just a few little other, something that drives me fucking crazy is the lyric, "I was punching in the numbers at the ATM
Yeah.
machine,"
I have
and
that.
is for machine, it's at the automatic teller machine, which
Yeah, I have that circled too. I was like, really?
yeah. Also, it's kind of outdated at this point because no one needs ATM machines because we don't use cash anymore. And then, vision over visibility. It was during the Vertigo tour in Australia or something, I don't remember where, but Eddie Vedder got on stage with Bono and they sang, "Keep on Rockin' in the Free World," and Bono added the lyric in 2005, I guess, "A vision over visibility," so I assume in trying to use that, I assume that was a
He's
catchphrase.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's very honest about being excited to have a place, or
yeah,
open, not honest, like he
yeah.
would lie about it. Excited to find a place for that lyric. That's interesting about on Vertigo.
I'm not sure if I remembered it from that or if I watched it after that line came out on No Line on the Horizon and it just I don't
Yeah,
know. I went back to make sure. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he sang that then, and today I went back and made sure that I was right.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
it's been played 113 times. I heard it 9.
I heard it 4 times. This was the ending song. This
Yeah.
was the prayer they would end the shows on. This first of all, when I started doing research and I read that song is 7 minutes, I did not believe them. To me, I have the opposite reaction to this song that I have with Kite. Kite makes me wanna turn it off as fast as I can. This one I cannot get enough of. I have such almost like a meditative, visceral reaction to this that is so overwhelming that, like, I understand why they love it and why it gets such accolades. Lanois, so this is they sang it they did played it all the way through once. Is the 7-minute version on the album is the original version that they played. I guess when it was going to be a single, they cut it down a bit and this not, and then it ended up not. But Lanois talks about it and he said, I wish I could tell you that it's philosophical. Like we go and I'm paraphrasing this, but like we go and we talk about the great gospels, whatever, whatever, and create these great songs. He says, but really it's just whatever makes the hair stand up on your arm.
Oh, interesting.
That's
Interesting.
that's where they know. To me, this is that definition of when they say God walks through the room. When the magic happens, the songs arrive, and knowing the creation of this and how it was, like, the first time through, and these opening lyrics came to Bono, and the struggle in his voice to me is the song. Like, he has to struggle because
Yeah.
the song is struggle, and,
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
can
That's a
totally understand why that would be unappealing to someone else's ear, but I just wanna live in this song sometimes, and, like, the not the topic, but the just entire thing of it. It's yeah.
it's definitely an earworm because it's been in my head more than any of the other songs. This has been in my head, like, constantly since I actually started working on this.
Yeah. And some of the I still don't understand how it's 7 minutes because I don't like long so I like a 3, 4-minute song. Give me those singles,
Yeah.
the made for radio singles, but this one, I just get lost in it. Some lyrics that I love. Again, when they were talking with Shirley Manson, Edge and Bono both went crazy about Adam's bass. And they're like, "We don't know what drugs he was on, what he was doing. Turns out he was on none, but he was crazy on this one." But I live like
No, I get that. This definitely is great.
oh, it's like that rumbling, like
Yeah.
and maybe that's the trance that I'm feeling, but he says, "Begging to get back to my heart, to the rhythm of my soul, to the rhythm of my consciousness, the rhythm that yearns to be released from control, like to not be in control to be back in control again." I don't know. I I I love the song. What else do I have here? Gavin called it Al Green on Irish steroids.
Okay.
So guttural and so true. Both Danielle Lanois, Lillyway, and Adam say it's their favorite song on the album. It hatched almost fully formed in a breathtaking few hours. The most amazing studio experience I've ever had. That's what Eno said. The song appears on the album exactly as it was the first and only time we played it.
Gotcha.
And other thing, in this special collector's edition of Rolling Stone magazine, that came out in 2015 for context. They have their top 50 U2 songs. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Wait, 7 or 8 people, including our friend Andy Green, were contributors to that. And of those top 50, Moment of Surrender is number 8.
Interesting.
Mhm.
What was number
It
1?
is one, the standout track from U2's 2009 album, No Line on the Horizon, and the song that ended nearly every show of the 2-year 360 tour is a 7.5-minute meditation on addiction. The character in the song is a junkie, so that's where I got it, said Bono. I know a lot of people who've had to deal with demons in courageous ways. Maybe there's a part of me that thinks, wow, I'm just an inch away. Producer Lanois, who has struggled with his own addiction issues in the past, came up with the chorus medley. The rest of the song was written during an impromptu jam with the band improvising the version that ended up on the album. The spirit blows through every now and then. It's a very strange feeling waiting for God to walk into the room. And God, it turns out, is very unreliable. But, and something else I read somewhere was like the dysfunction of this album was such a disservice to this and Breathe. So
Interesting.
interesting indeed.
Yep.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Got 3? Okay.
Let me refill. Good enough.
That one got messy. Okay. Let me wipe my good enough off my face. Track number 4, Unknown Caller.
It's been played 35 times and I've heard it 3.
I've heard it once. So I only saw one show on that 2009
Okay.
leg. So all these songs I heard September 12th, 09.
I think that I mean, I gotta look at it again, but I think that I went between in the whole tour, I think went to 9 shows.
Oh yeah, it's a lot more than me. This is the same character as Moment of Surrender. Go fig. Who knew? I didn't. I don't know about. So I listened to the song and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm reading about it. I'm doing my AP art history research and I learn what it is, what the sequence is, what it's about. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen again, maybe understanding it. And that just made it worse.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, now I really don't like it. least when I didn't understand it, it was different.
Um, so with this song, again, the mark is, immediate. So I touched on this like you talked about before, but I guess my thoughts here that are if Eno and Lanois do enough to get a full writing credit, it's too much. That this is not
It's not U2.
no, and my next note said that. This is just not U2. It doesn't sound like a U2 song. Again, with the choir.
I call it a kumbaya
Okay, I get that, I get that.
because 'cause they're just all singing the same thing at the same time. I'm like, we don't need your kumbaya moment."
No, no. Also, again, it's outdated. My phone sends unknown numbers to voicemail, and if it happens to come through, I wouldn't even consider answering it if I don't know who's calling. The music is pretty, but it sounds like a instructional manual or something.
It just
Like they're giving
so
instructions to
yeah, so the story is, this is our addict from Moment of Surrender. They've hit their moment of surrender. They're in a hotel room or something like that. Okay, I was lost between midnight and the dawning in a place of no consequence or company. 3:33, it was in the morning. I love seeing 3:33 on the clock. Like, sometimes I take a picture of it. The numbers felt like he's disoriented. He's trying to call on his phone. There's no dialing. And all of a sudden his phone starts talking to him. And he's like, I don't know if it's, and it's, so that's this weird kumbaya singing
yeah,
is like, also, we can't force quit and move trash on a phone. That doesn't work.
no.
Even on ever. It doesn't work.
No, it
I
doesn't
was going
work.
to say I hate it. I don't hate it. I am completely, I have no feelings. I'm completely neutral about it. I don't give any shits. I don't care if you love it or if you hate it. It's art, it exists in the world, and it's not for me.
Right. So around the minute 28 mark, it sounds a little bit like Sergeant Pepper's.
Okay.
And then Edge's guitar is great. That's not my issue with the song. It's just it's none of it
Well, I
works.
think the musicianship is great.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So I do love the birds in the beginning. Those were actual birds and Fez. And it's this beautiful, like, sunshine, sunshine. And that doesn't, but then it's the middle of the night. There's no timeline there.
But I feel like it's really, really not YouTube because it starts with sunshine, sunshine, and they live in Ireland. Right what you know.
Right. Right. Would you know? I mean, it is a character, but mm,
Nope.
I know. Yeah, again, I have no feelings about it.
I mean, I have
You
feelings about it. They're not good.
but I just mean as a song that exists in the world, I don't care enough to dislike it.
Oh, I get that. That makes sense.
Like, it's not worth having emotions about it.
Right.
It's not worth my energy. And it doesn't fit, to go from Moment of Surrender into this weirdness
I agree. I agree.
and, like, just all oh, there's I have stuff. The initial surge of creativity on Unknown Caller has been impressive, I guess. Initial surge. We were there for that. It came together in about 4 hours, Edge says. It was a live performance, and once we hit the arrangement, we only ever played it twice. Lily White did come in and tune it up a bit. The song is a conversation with the protagonist's phone taking on the role of a deity. I just can't buy it.
Okay, man.
Then it offers him instruction in the chorus. Bono sings, and the mass voices gather on the chorus in a very male display of togetherness. Kumbaya, go sit by a fire
Yep.
and do that.
Yep.
Gavin calls it the new age bad.
Nope.
That was Moment of Surrender. Sorry. No, he calls this, I'm saying,
Uh,
that was Moment
no,
of Surrender.
yeah, I don't think so.
Edge says this is his favorite song, which he is welcome to have.
Sure.
He likes weird stuff. That's great.
I
On the
have,
album, favorite song on the album.
yeah. I have an interesting thing though. Can you imagine if this wasn't there, going from Moment of Surrender until I'll Go Crazy If I Don't Go Crazy Tonight? I can't see that. This
No.
might have been the little
'Cause this is
buffer.
the end of the first third of the album.
Yeah, this might have been just a little buffer to get from one spot, from one song to another.
But they had like 100,000 songs.
I know, I know.
They had every breaking wave, which I know wasn't ready. We don't know what it existed like then. Anyway, someone commented that they were excited to play it live because they thought there might be like a call and response thing. Like the protagonist is singing and then the phone, like the people be like, restart, reboot.
Okay.
I doubt that happened.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, boys. I mean, I guess good enough.
good enough.
Okay. We got 2 more songs on side A.
If you're counting, if you're keeping track, always our 5th shot.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll go crazy if I don't go crazy tonight. This is the beginning of the Rubber Soul section of the album. We've got some actual pop songs that have structure and sanity to them.
I think maybe you'll be pleased to hear that I love this song. It starts off, though, sounding like "Faithfully" by Journey, and if you don't know that song, stop right now and play it.
I want to play it.
Do it.
I will say that they name check a lot of bands, like going through the research for this, that they're like, we pulled from this, we pulled from that. I don't remember seeing Journey in there, but they're very open about. I got Faith Hill all of a sudden. Wait, that's a vibe.
Yeah, but I remember hearing it for the first time, and, like, "Faithfully"? It's a really good song, I love "Faithfully," but they are at least cousins of some sort.
Yeah.
I remember this very well, that people complained that live, they played a remix of this, and everyone, like, hated it, hated the remix version. I love it, and I'm not always a big fan of remixes, but the remix that they did live is way better than the song, and it's hard to, um I don't know, it's hard to listen to the album version knowing that the remix is out there.
I'm
Not
with you on that.
this is good. I mean, this is I like this song, I think it's good. I swear I remember Bono saying that this was something his kid's nanny said.
Yeah. I couldn't find that anywhere.
Nowhere.
That's real. That is real.
Yeah, I have my note in there about it. I spent forever looking online to see if I could find a reference.
Yeah. She said, I'll go crazy if I don't go crazy tonight. And I guess she was leaving for the night or the day, like whatever. It's definitely
Yeah.
from that. I'm glad that you remember that too, because I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah, yeah.
why is that not showing up?
I don't know, but, I mean, maybe he said it, like, live or something, and it's just not.
It was in an interview somewhere.
But I get that, like, especially, like, looking back at, like, my life in the '90s, like, if I didn't go out and have a crazy night, I was gonna lose my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I had to like, every night had to have crazy in it, and I lived, and it was great.
Yeah.
'90s were great.
So Bono said that he wanted the song from this album from the onset to have revel reverie
Same.
and revelry. I
I got
can't say I can't say them together. Basically introspective and insanity. And they weren't getting any of that revelry. And so this is where that comes in. They were like, we got to get serious and get some pop songs on here.
Yeah, I heard it 9 times.
Yeah.
That's why I assume that I went to 9 shows. I haven't actually counted, but that's what that's
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Edge said we went down a few blind alleys before we got to songs like I'll Go Crazy. The fifth track, it's the beginning of what Bono calls the Rubber Soul section of the record. The title had been just a line in the verse, and Will I Am of the Black Eyed Peas got involved. And he said, that line, that's a t-shirt.
Yeah,
He also then went to do some work with the Black Eyed Peas, and he arrived with I Got a Feeling, which is the chords from this song.
yeah, okay. I have to listen to that again.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But he's not shy about it. The Peas song was a massive hit in North America. The band would open for U2 during 360.
Saw one of those shows.
I did not.
Yeah, in Vegas.
I know you're going to have Eno stuff. The song initially developed with Eno under the name Diorama.
Yeah.
That sounds like an SNL skit trying to
It
make up an
does.
Eno song, but the band took it away to reworking to give it to Lily White and Will I Am, who
So,
also contributed keyboards.
I don't have anything about
Because
Eno
there's no Eno mark.
because I like it. There's a reason. It all comes together.
I love it. I think in the land of U2 pop songs, I think it's a little weak.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I love a single. So, and also after Unknown Caller, give me this all the way.
I know, right?
And it's got the baby, baby, baby.
Maybe they did that on purpose, like,
Oh, for
we don't
sure.
like this one so much, so we're gonna put a piece of crap before it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But it is, I mean, it's such a I mean, the right to be ridiculous is something I hold dear. It's such a Bono song
It is.
with such U2 sounds.
But still, with with 360, this is the song I identify the most with 360. This song, they were out on the
Mhm.
whatever, and the ellipse, and it was just
It was so much fun.
so much fun. Oh my god, so much fun.
Well, I'll just say this here, I'll repeat it again.
Okay.
But that first show I saw in Chicago, we met you, me, and Amanda,
Yeah,
and I, like, heard it start going, like, the remix. I thought it was remember on, Pop Mart before the encore, they did a remix of what was it? It was, like, the male belly dancer on the screen.
I don't remember.
Oh, my mind is I'll look it up before our 360 up, but I thought it was an interlude,
I getcha.
and it took me a few seconds, a minute to realize the band was actually playing. And I was
And
like I was just, like, jamming. "This is a cool interlude. Let's go, dude."
yeah,
Anyway, I would just say it's just a typical I mean that in a good way,
yeah,
a typical U2 single.
yeah, I like it. I do like it.
What did the Irish Independent said? Chiming guitar intro, a rousing Bono falsetto, and the lyric, "Every generation has a chance to change the world."
So I have this, I think I've talked about it before, I don't know why, but, I still the song I'm looking for comes to mind, how the way he the way this the line the sorry, the way the lines go, he pauses at, like, different places where if you were talking in a sentence, it wouldn't be like that. Like,
Yeah.
songs aren't like that for the most part, but this is just I thought that song is so creative because of that. Hold on, I'm trying to think now what I'm talking about. Okay, so you broke the bonds and you like so that
Yeah.
it's in 2 parts and equal they're both equal, but it's just an interesting way to divide up
I
how
hear that, yeah. I'll
yeah,
have to listen to the song with that in mind.
yeah, that's the song we talked about it on our Joss
Yeah.
retreat, because it
But I'll have
really
to listen to this song.
yeah, 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 but just the way he says it, it's not a hill, it's a mountain, like, but it's a mountain,
Mhm.
and, it's just an interesting way, like, how he chopped up that song, it to me is I'm not getting it across as well as I would like to.
I understand it I
Okay,
understand completely, yeah. The cadence of it is, like, different
yeah.
than
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's creative.
yeah, but I don't know any U2 song that I identify with that process more than I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
if you, like, just sing it in your car or something, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
not like you would any songs that,
Oh,
that
I'm excited to go do that.
yeah, yeah.
Bono said that he had identified that he was inspired by U2 fans involved in campaigning for Obama. I don't know where that came from, but also wanted to have fun with the song. It's the final blow to people who can't stand us that we seem to be having a better time than everyone else as well. It's like it's not enough to not have broken up, to have made some hopefully inspiring music over the years, but also to be having a lot of fun. The mischief is part of our story and it isn't represented or read about. So whatever the fans working for Obama, I don't know,
Yeah.
but it was also featured in an ad for BlackBerry, who sponsored the tour.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
"Blackberry Loves You Too."
Yeah.
The song was nominated but did not win Best Rock Song and Best Rock Performance by a duo or group with vocal at the 2010 Grammys.
Interesting. That's
Okay,
what I have for track
track
5.
5. Okay, definitely good enough.
Good enough.
It all made it in my mouth that time. Okay, last song of side A,
Okay.
but the middle song of the Rebel Soul section, as there are 3.
Yeah.
Get on Your Boots, track 6, the opening initial single from the album. I love a single. I love this song. All the criticism I hear of it, I'm like, "Yup,"
Yeah.
but I don't care.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
love
don't
it.
there. And, so here's a fun fact. It's 150 beats per minute, which is U2's fastest song ever.
Yeah,
I
I
get
believe
that.
it. Yeah.
it's all over the place.
The guitar is huge.
Which I love it. I love this song, but you're right. I if people don't like it, I totally get that. But and for me to say that, because I don't like this. I don't like this kind of
Right.
song. But I like this one, and so, like, it's the big money song, like Beautiful Day, Vertigo, but I like this faster than I liked those 2 songs. I
Yeah.
feel it's the great-grandfather or grandmother of, Atomic City, like, so close.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, the grandmother, let's say.
Definitely the grandmother.
So, they definitely share several strands of DNA.
I love that.
So came up with that myself too. So Lanois said it sounded like carnival music, and I love that.
Yeah.
Like that, it sounds like carnival music.
And they were literally at a carnival. So people like they're like, "I don't get it." But Bono and his family were at a fair, a carnival, a summer festival, whatever, in the south of France, and the plane started going overhead for the Iraq war. So that's what this setting is. They are at a family fun event, and there are bombers going overhead
Yeah,
heading to Iraq. And he's not in the mood.
yeah, yeah. So the line, I don't want to talk about wars between nations. So my uncle Charles, may he rest in peace, talked to me about this. He had a really like, big feelings on this song, and he said that he loved that lyric, I don't wanna talk about wars between nations, and that by saying that lyric, it's kinda like talking about wars between nations and not having to say it. It's just in between the lines, and, like,
Right.
he he was just like, "But you did. You just did." And anyway, I love that.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, he's not in the mood, but he still needs to mention it.
He still needs to mention it. Bono says that it's another earnest love song by Disguise, which they're not even disguised that much, buddy. Okay, man.
Just
What
because it sounds
Yeah,
so
right.
big. Doesn't sound
Whatever.
like a
Yeah,
love song. Yeah.
yeah,
Like, "Never seen a moon like this, can you see it too?" Like, you might as well be in Twilight. Is he
yeah,
sparkling? Candy floss ice cream? I love the line, "All our kids are screaming."
yeah.
Not just all the kids are screaming. Dave Fanning, who famously plays songs first, even though this one got leaked, said his first impressions is that there's 11 tracks on the album, and Get On Your Boots is the one you'd instantly say is a single. It's the vertigo of the album, although a completely different kind of song. That was a new song, which was an instant hit night after night on the last tour. And this song will be the same on the next tour. People will be impressed. It's very U2, and there's nothing wrong with that. A big song with lots of layers, but not overproduced. Great track. That was in the moment. Hindsight has been very different. Bono says the problem with the album was there was no pop song on No Line on the Horizon. People say Get On Your Boots was the wrong single, but it's great live. We only figured out how to play it when we were on the road and it became a much better song. Larry has similar thoughts, if I may share.
Please do.
He said, and this is in context of some of talking about other things. It didn't help that the band was disappointed in 2009's No Line on the Horizon. Boots was an absolutely catastrophic choice for a
Oh,
single, said Mullen, still seething about it 5 years later. It was madness, but the decision was made, and that was the beginning of the end. We never recovered from it.
what else would have been the big single? I mean, stand-up comedy?
Yeah,
That
that was my decision today.
Yeah,
I made that decision today.
which they ended up playing 0 times. But I think that would have been
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get to it, but I have lots of feelings about that song. To me, this to me is the obvious single.
oh, I
Initially, this or I guess I'll go crazy. It said it was a shot of shameless, hedonistic, sexy, danceable nighttime electro rock. Written by U2, Fons, Lanois, and Eno.
well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Ed said he put the original version together really fast, played over a drum loop of Larry's. It sounded like pure funkadelic, as in Parliament. At first, Brian and Danny hated it. Good sign. Take that as a win. The breakthrough in making it our own was finding the right guitar sound. The fun first synth treatment took us in a new territory, and the Eno hip hop loop gave it some hips. Bono says there's a hint of The Damned, Rolling Stones, Beatles, T Rex, Primal Scream. There's lots of that.
Did you say Primal Screen?
Yeah.
I get that. I can kinda hear that a little bit. And
then there's this phrase, "Let me in the sound," that I just love.
I love it.
Yeah.
This song has, like, two really great lyrics that are just, like, amazing concept, and one is, "The future needs a big kiss." And the
That's the best opening line of
yeah,
all time.
really, really is. And the other is, "Let me in the sound." Like,
And "Let me in the sound, meet me in the sound," like it's
those 2 they could have said blah, blah, blah for the rest of the song, but with those 2, that it would have been good. I love
for
this
the
song.
360 ep, I'll wear my "The future needs a big kiss" shirt. Like, "The future needs a big kiss," just it's so true.
Yeah, still true, and we are in the future. We need more of
Yeah.
a kiss now than we did in 2009 for sure.
No, yeah. Well, going to the Iraq War was so unknown and scary. Candy Floss Ice Cream, I love that,
Yeah.
the flow of that.
That's
And
one that's a question on Jeopardy all the time, like, if you're when they say in the UK, "What do you call candy floss?" And they've had it a couple times, I feel like that same question in different
cotton candy, right?
candy.
So, I have a question for Bono over Whiskey and Cake about these sexy boots, which was the original title of the song, which is weird. Is it because there's also like boots on the ground, like war? And are these boots, are they two different kinds of boots? Or are they like, this shit's going on, we're gonna go have fun as a family, get your fucking shoes on, let's go? Or is it both?
I don't know. That's a good question to ask him. Yeah, so did we already say that it was played 129 times? I heard it 9, so every 360 show.
Okay, yeah. Wait, let me see what I have here because I have a second page.
Alright.
Turns out for most songs, Get on Your Boots, according to Bono, was a sassy, lightweight kind of Polaroid of a family at a carnival. It's kind of sentimental, but around it, you sense this foreboding, whatever, dot, dot, dot. The song recalls a night Bono himself was on a family holiday to south of France, and they could hear the start of the Iraq War with planes moving overhead. The chant, it was something Bono was toying with, that we are children of the sound. Having been at it for as long as he had, he realizes how special the gift is to be moved by music and that we live in the sound. That's what we resonate with, and we are as artisans and artists. It's good enough.
It is good enough.
And that is side A. So stay tuned to next week,
Yes, please.
where, as I clean my face off, we continue with side B. We have 5 more songs, I think. It's 11 songs total.
Yes.
Yeah. We have 5 more songs and a closing statement and a lot more shots.
I didn't prepare a closing do you
Me
have
neither, but I feel like
one? Okay.
we're not gonna say that was track 11, bye, right? Okay. Well, bye for now.
Bye. See you
Right.
next week or
Bye.
in, like, 3 minutes.
We'll be back next week with more U2's content.
In the meantime, keep chatting with us on social media at _gardentarts.
Sign up for our newsletter at thegardentarts.com and share with your YouTube friends.
You can support us on Patreon, buy me a coffee, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
Kissing Lips and Breaking Hearts, a U2's podcast with the Garden Tarts, is created, produced, and edited by us, the Garden Tarts.
Intro and outro music by December.
See you next week.